everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of this series, which is Einstein bot implementation with Salesforce Flows. Now, no one is unaware about the fact of what Einstein chatbots are and how they are helping in Salesforce. If you are still not aware about it, let me tell you that Einstein chatbots are intelligent virtual assistants which helps businesses to communicate with the customer more easier and more efficiently. I have a simple explanation for you to understand Einstein chatbots better before we move forward to Salesforce Flows implementation in Einstein bots. Now, here is a simple explanation of Einstein bots. I'll just read it out for you. What are actually Einstein bots? Einstein chatbots in Salesforce are intelligent virtual assistants that help businesses communicate with customers automatically. They can answer your questions, provide support, and guide users through the process 24/7. That is the main benefit of Einstein chatbots, that they can be available for the customers to take the inquiry, to take the initial information 24/7, right? Using natural language understanding, these chatbots can understand what customers are saying and respond with relevant information. But again, for these relevant information, how will they respond? We as a Salesforce developer or as a Salesforce admin have to add commands to the chatbot, have to add instructions to the chatbot to tell them that these questions we need to ask to the customer, and also where we have to save the responses that our customer giving us, right? So these things we have to do it, and chatbot will take care of the rest. Now, they integrate smoothly with Salesforce, allowing them to access customer data and provide personalized assistance. Why Einstein chatbots are useful is, let's take an example of a customer service agent. What they used to do before Einstein chatbot functionality is, they have to be available for the customers 24/7. We have seen that, right? We have seen night shifts and day shifts of people, because customer care service agent has to be available 24/7 for the customers to, engage, to take the inquiry, to ask them how they can help you and all of that, right? Now, Einstein chatbot is there to rescue all the customer care agents to take some rest, and they will do it for you. Now, that was the customer care agent's side. How it will help actually the customers to give them the seamless experience they actually deserve, right? What happens is, if you have ever called a customer care service agent, what we actually hear is, you're in a queue, you're in a 2-minute queue, you have to wait, or our agents are already busy attending other customers or attending other priority tasks, right? But with Einstein chatbot, we will get a response immediately, and that is a seamless customer experience that every customer deserves, right? Now, for example, of course, chatbots are AI, but we have to put command in that. If I have added some commands, but the question gets too complex from the customer side, or the customer has not responded the way we have given instructions to the bot, what will the bot do? The bot will transfer the conversation of all the conversation history and the customer details to an agent, which will take it forward for the further help for the customer, right? So that's how Einstein chatbot can cut down the work of the customer care agent, as well as give the customer a seamless experience and an attentive experience, right? Overall, Einstein chatbots improve customer service by making it faster and more efficient. Now, it was all about Einstein chatbot. Where are Salesforce flows? Let me tell you. This is all what we are talking about are just conversations between Einstein chatbot and customer. Then it will go forward to a conversation between an agent and a customer. But what if we want to turn the conversation into actions? Here comes Salesforce flows. What if we want to save these conversations? What if we want to create a contact, create a case from this conversation, or maybe do some action in Salesforce? To do those actions and turning this conversation into actions, we will use Salesforce flows. Now, let me take you directly to my Salesforce org, where I have set up already an Einstein bot, and I will tell you how we can implement flows in that. Okay, so here in the Einstein bots feature, I have created a bot which is Sfdc girl. And let me just show you what I have added here. So now let's suppose this is a customer care service portal, and I have created a bot for that. Now in that bot, I want to ask initial information from the customer before we move forward to transfer it to an agent or create a support case maybe for them. That depends on what option they choose, right? So what I have done here is, this is a welcome page. So let me just take a moment and tell you that this video is not about how we can configure Einstein bot. This video is about how we can configure flows in Einstein bot, right, to make it seamless, to make it more better, or to do some actions on it. Okay, so we will concentrate less on Einstein bot implementation, and we will concentrate more on how we can implement the flows. Okay, now here on the welcome page itself, I have added a message which says, "Hi, I am Sfdc girl, a digital assistant." Okay, after that I have added a question component which asks, please select one of the options. I have given 3 options here: create a support case, FAQ, and transfer to customer care agent. Okay, I have just given a condition of if a customer clicks on the create a support case. Okay, just to tell you how we are going to implement a flow here. For that, I have added a rule here which says if this variable, now here you see with this question, I have told the Einstein chatbot, I have given this command to save the response to this particular variable. Now why I have given this? Because I can use this variable further in the Einstein chatbot functionality. Okay, in this rule I'm checking if this variable equals to create a support case. That means if the user, if the customer has selected a create a support case option, then what are we going to do? Then we will add a flow here. Now again, after that I have added a rule, if it is not create a support case, I'm just adding a chart because I am not going to add any other functionality. This is just for a demo. Now let's come down here. If this is a support case, then we will move it forward to a create a support case dialog. For that, here I have created another dialog here which is create a support case. In this support case page, I had some configuration pending. Let me do it in front of you. I want to save the answer to a variable. Let me create a custom variable of first name. Okay, this is an API for that, and now this will be added to the first name. Let's skip it if we already have the response. Now I will clone this to ask for the last name, and that will be saved in another variable which is last name. Save. Then I'll ask for the email ID because that is also very important to reach out to the customer. Your email ID or email address. Okay, and we will save it to another variable, email. Okay, then let's ask the customer for mobile number. Please add your phone number, and we will save it in a variable again. Let's name it phone number and save it. Okay, now after we have phone number, first name, last name, and email, we have asked a question here with please add your case description. Now customer, if they have any concerns, if they have any doubts, they will write it here so that we have a context of the case reason that why the customer wants to raise a case request. Okay, now this has a variable already. Now here comes our implementation of flow. We have all the information. What the customer needs is they want to create a support case. What we'll be doing is we will create a flow and we will pass all the information that we have asked in these variables to that flow, and in that flow we will create a case for that customer. Not only the case, we will create a contact, an account, and a case for that customer. Okay, now let's go back to here and create a flow first. There is one more thing to consider. For Einstein chatbot, it will only take a flow if that flow is an auto launch flow, because auto launch flows are flows that can be called through another processes like Apex and other flows as well, and other processes which is Einstein chatbot as well. So if we have to add a flow here, it has to be a auto launch flow. Okay, Now let's create an auto launch flow quickly for creating a support case. Auto launch flow, and here let's create all the variables that we are taking from this. One second, let me save it. In the welcome page, did we ask something? No, we just asked for this option. That is it. So all the details that we need to pass to the flow are on this page. Now first is first name, which is here. Let's create a variable, and remember the API name of the variable here has to match the variable here, then only the values will be mapped to this variable. Okay, so we have first name, then we had last name. If you don't remember the API names, and because here you can see we have these labels and not APIs, you can go here and click on the variables, and from here you can check all the labels and API names. For example, if I have first name, so first name I can copy from here, then we have last name, like that you can take it forward. Okay, now let me go back to, oops, once again we have to go there again. Okay, let's go here. First name, last name, then we have phone number and email. Let's go here. Last name, make it available for input because we are taking an input from a chatbot. So if it is not available for input, it will not be accessible from the chatbot. Okay. Now we have phone number. Will be text as well and available for input. Then we have email. Okay, and this will be text. That is it. Next we have the last one, that was case. Let me see if this can be opened now. Case description. Let's go to the dialogues again, and the last variable API, we have it, case description. Let's make it text and available for input. Okay, that is it. We are done with the variables. We have all the details here. Click on the plus icon and we will take a get record element to check. First, what we need to check is, because we have all the information, but creating a case is not enough. We need to create a contact as well if the contact with those details doesn't exist. So what we will do is we will get context first to see if any contact exists with those email ID, first name and last name. Let's go here. We will go to contact, where email equals to our email variable. If a contact exists, then we will just create a case and add it to that contact. If a contact doesn't exist, then we will create a contact for that customer, so that we have a data to track. If the customer comes in the future again to create a support case again, then we will have a history that okay, this customer came last month with that case and now they are coming with the different inquiry. Okay, so to keep the track, we will create a contact as well, and then we will link that case to that contact. Okay, so get contact is here. Now let's take a decision element quickly to check if contact exists. Let's say contact exists. Okay, and for that we will check if the get records is null, false. Okay, if it is not null, that means contact does exist, and here in the default outcome we will write contact does not exist. Okay, now we have a decision element here. If the contact exists, we will create a case. If the contact doesn't exist, we will create a contact with these details. Now, before creating a contact, for that contact, we will create an account as well. So, let's just take a create record element and create an account first. Okay, here, let's put it manually. account name should be, one second, let's create a new variable which will be formula. Name, and data type will be text. Why I have taken formula is because we have first name and last name, and in this formula we will just concat both the strings, space and then plus sign, and now we will take the last name. Okay, check the syntax, valid. Let's go here. Now in the name we will add this name which will have the first name and the last name, and if you want you can add other details, otherwise name is just fine. Okay, okay, let's go here again, click on the manual assign variable, and let's store the account ID in a variable because in contact we will need the account ID. Create a new variable, let's name it account ID, data type text, and save it. Now when the account will be created, the account ID will be stored in this account ID variable. Close this, add a create record element again to create a contact now. Let's name it create a contact manually, contact here. Now for contact, for last name we will add last name, then we had first name, in that we will add our variable here. We have phone, and we have email. Okay, now what do we need to add is account ID, which will be this. And now let's manually assign variable and store the contact ID as well, because we want to create a case and we want to link that case to the contact. So for that we will be using this contact ID variable. With these you just skip the extra unnecessary get record elements to get the contacts again to get the ID. Just store the ID in this and you are good to go. Now the contact is already created here. What we can do is we go here, choose fields and assign to variable in separate variables. Okay, now why I'm doing this here is because if the contact doesn't exist and if we create a new contact, we have a contact ID from this. But what if the contact exists? How will we store the contact ID of this one? We will store it here in the same variable contact ID. Contact ID will be in this variable. Now no matter if the contact exists or not, we have the contact ID in this variable and we will not be getting the contact records again to get the contact ID. Now either of these decision elements, we have to add a create record element here to create a case. Okay, create a support case. Let's do it manually again. Case. Now here for case subject, let's give it a simple subject of customer inquiry. Okay, you can ask the customer about the subject as well, but that is just depends on you and the requirement that you have, that how many questions you actually need to ask the customer. Subject is here, then we have description, for which we have case description, then we have contact to relate this case with, and for that we have the contact ID. Okay, I think we are good. We have created a case and this is all we have for this flow. Let's just save it, name it create a service request. Okay, and let's save it. Now we will activate this flow, and here comes the main fun part to how we add the Salesforce Flow in Einstein bot. Okay, now let's go to the create a support case dialog and comes down to here where we have all the information from the user already, from the customer already, right? Now we need to convert this conversation into a true action which can save some data to Salesforce, which can do something with Salesforce, right? For that, what we need to do is go to this dialog component library, click on the plus sign. If you will scroll down a little bit, in actions, you can see Apex, external services, then you can see flow. Here comes our hero, here comes what we are here for. Let's drag it and add it here. So now an action has been added here. We need to configure the flow now. Here you can see action type is flow. If you want, you can change it from here. Action name will be all the auto launch flow that I have in my org will be displayed here, from which I will be selecting my flow which we have created. Now here you see why I have created all the variables there first and made the variable available for input, because all the input variable will be asked here to put values in, and those values will be mapped with the flow variables. Okay, now here we just have to map the values. For email, we'll be mapping with email variable, and same goes for the other variables as well. Let me add it very quickly. So now if everything goes well with this action, what we need to do is we need to show the user a message, information that your details has been created or your case has been created. Let's add it here, and let's say we have created a support case for you. Our agent will reach out to you soon. Okay, so this is just a informational message to the user so that they can understand that their case has been successfully created. Let's save it. Let me activate it and show you the magic. Okay, now there's a change in that flow where in get records element, because we are just now saving the contact ID. Now in the decision element, instead of checking the get record element is empty or not, we are just checking that if the contact ID is null is false. If the contact exists, then the contact ID should not be false, and that's how we are checking that if we have a contact existing with this email or not. We are activating the flow again now. Okay, let's just test our flow. Go to the preview and rich context overview. I will click on the bot name. Okay, now let's click on chat with an expert. Give our first name and last name here and start chatting. Now because there is no agent online, it will show all the prompts that I have provided here. Let's select the option create a support case and fill the information, which is first name, last name, phone number, email, and case description. I need a technical support team member. Please reach out to me via on email. Okay, and click on enter. Now our flow will work, and if the flow is a success, then our message will come up here and it is here. We have created a support case for you. Our agent will reach out to you soon. That means a case has already been created for that customer. Now because we didn't have any contact as well, a contact should be here as well with my name. Let's load the contacts, and yes, we have a contact here, and we have an account created with that name as well, because we have a functionality to create the account as well in the flow. And in that contact you can see that there is a related case which says customer inquiry. All the details that we have filled from the chatbot is here, and here is the description that we have added in the chat box. That is how the chatbot and Salesforce Flow comes together to turn conversation into actions, to turn automation and give that a lot more power to do your work. That's how the power of AI and automation works. That is it. That was today's example. I hope you found this useful. I hope you will try it out in your developer orgs. Let me know if you have any questions. You can reach out to me on the comment section or on LinkedIn as well. I will try to solve your problems as soon as possible. I'll see you super soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep learning.